Hi guys, it's Emily from Novelle Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my reading catch up, June week 1, Getting Stronger. Hopefully this will be the last Getting There video because hopefully over the next week I might start being able to get back to normal. Obviously, you know me, I do the lively chatty bit at the end of the video. I'm definitely getting there. Though, like I said, at the end you'll find out. Maybe not, maybe not like running a marathon or anything. Right, so I thought, because this video has got some books that I read in June, some books I read in May. Obviously, I always do my community post. I show my stats for the month, and that's actually proving really good. The story graph, like stat picture, because I'm actually really just enjoying doing it that way. Counting the books, not counting the books, is definitely 101% worked for me, because I am just actually like not focusing on those numbers again. And I think it was something Alice used to talk about. Is like, why was I getting stressed by my numbers? Why was I letting it all get to me? And I shouldn't have. Taken nearly a year after I died for me to actually realise that, God, did she cut it out that one right? I am a lot happier in my reading now that I'm not focusing on those numbers. I am not stressing about what I'm reading. Maybe that's another video. Maybe that's another video to do. How I'm changing. I'm not stressing. And I'm loving Joy Reading June. Oh my God. That's another thing that's totally changed. Because I can show you books. And some of the books that I'm reading, in fact, 2 of the books that I'm reading weren't on my set TBR. And they're good. So let's get on. Let's just show you. So the first one is on my under a TBR, and that is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I'm reading this for the FOMO book club, but because Jack and Jem are going to do a live at the end of the month. But I'm reading 1 chapter a day with the lovely Angela from Reading Off My Shelf, and that's working out really good because I DNF'd this last time I read it. But reading a chapter a day is keeping me hooked, but it's not meaning I don't want to rush. Because obviously Angela reads slower than me and she can really pick up stuff and I don't want to rush and miss anything. So I'm taking my time, reading it slowly and really enjoying it. I've just realised that I've put all my stuff here and I want to keep the piles there. So next one that was on my TBR, and that is page 2's latest book, What If I Never Got Over You? Never Get Over You. And oh my God, I'm over halfway through. The day I'm filming this is obviously Thursday. I'm 244 pages and this book is, let's have a look, shall we? 401, so I'm well over 100 pages halfway through. And today I'm reading like 60 pages, so I'm getting up to 300. So by Saturday this will be finished. And my mum didn't love it. I really am. There's something about it. I still don't think it's my favourite by her, but I am really, really enjoying this. It's sort of set, obviously you have this thing, and I'm really funny with Danny from Danny's Book World. Ellie didn't expect to fall in love while travelling in Europe, but she also didn't expect to meet a man like Ash, and they have like 3 blistering days in Lisbon, and then they basically, a chance meet up doesn't happen, and they sort of go away from each other's lives for like 6 years. That is something page 2 does. She does like the whole gap thing. And Ellie basically starts working on a grand estate in Wales, and there she meets Ash again. And it's working out where their very different worlds could collide and get together. And it's a really sweet book, and it's really enjoyable. And I look at the sprayed edges. It's beautiful, and I love it. It is a proper feel-good Joy Reading June book. Then I went to the library this week. I'll tell you a bit about that later. But Charlie from Charlie Bit Reads recommended I pick up The Mayor by Anne Howard Hampshire. It was longlisted and shortlisted. I think it was even shortlisted for the fiction book, Walter Scott Historical Fiction Book Prize thingy with Jiggy that Katie's always talking about. And it is very hard hitting. It's based on a real life person, Hermione Brunstone, who was the first person to be extradited from the United States for Nazi war crimes. So that's kind of giving something away. And basically it talks about what she did in the war camps, but it also has pictures of her husband that she meets in America. No, she doesn't meet him in America. She meets him when he was holidaying in Austria. And they fall in love and they move to New York. And it's got a bit of a dual timelines between their time in New York and what she got up to in the war. And it's very hard hitting, but the chapters are so short. So literally I flew through half of it yesterday, and I will probably finish it today. So obviously next week I'll be able to talk about it. But there are some very, very graphic scenes in this, and I find that bit really hard hitting. It's not one that I can read during the day, so I'm looking forward to kind of getting on with that before anything else. But it is a really good book. But yeah, just definitely be aware of all the triggers in this. But the author's lovely, because Charlie absolutely loved it and rated it 5 stars. And I can see, as much as it's very hard hitting, it could well be either 5 stars or like 4.5. It's really, really good book. But yeah, very, very hard hitting. So I'll finish it today. And then when I only started last night, but I was really like, I actually fell asleep reading it because I was so knackered last night. And that is Twice as Nice by Michelle Harrison. I have loved her sister's books. This one's a bit about twins and to do with stopping time. And they're set in it's set in like this old, this like dusty mansion sort of thing. And it's like, it's about the Morrow twins and twin sisters who can stop time, but can they solve a murder? It's like a mystery bit of it. And they have secrets, and it's got like little illustrations and little poems. And it is a really, really good book, really fun, and I think Mum's going to love this. And I'm only 100 pages in, so I can't really talk too much about it, but really enjoying this. I just literally fell asleep mid-pages last night, so yeah. It's got to be good that it relaxed me enough, but those are the ones I'm reading. Now to the ones I've read. I've read 6 books in the last week. Another thing, going forward, I am trying not to read as fast. Because when I read fast, I don't always take it in. And I've got to stop putting pressure on myself to finish a book a day. Because do you know what? I don't want to anymore. I actually don't want to finish a book a day. What's happened to me? What have you done with Emily? You know, I know it's not me. But I'm trying to do other things, like playing a stupid game like Block Blast that Thomas has got me into. Or watching TV. Or doing things. Going forward, maybe I do just want to do a bit of other things other than just read. So, I know. What have you. But anyway, read 6 books. Mood reading, joy reading's good. Right, so this one was read in May, and it was The Girls Left Behind by Emily Gunnis. I only got this in March for my birthday month, I think. Yeah. I got this recently, and I've just straight away wanted to read it, and I'm literally enjoying. But this was bloody hard hitting. I thought it was historical fiction, but it's actually more of a mystery, and so that's what I've counted it in my genres. Although it might have gone in historical fiction on the Storygraph thing. No one wanted to end up in Moorgate House, but the girls had nowhere else to go. And it's set 2 timelines. 1985 is the first timeline, and that's when separated from her little sister at a children's home where they were taken as orphans. Holly Moore is a troubled teenager in need of love. When she meets a man who promises to take care of her, she hopes her luck has changed. And you've got the present day storyline, which is set in 2015. The clock is ticking for Superintendent Joe Hamilton when the discoveries of a young woman's remains takes her back to an unsolved case of the past. Very much of a mystery, more of the mystery element than historical fiction. 3.5 stars. It was good. It was very slow at the start, and then at the end got better. But yeah, good book, but not one I'm going to keep. Then I have rated it 4 stars on Storygraph because I rated it too quickly. But looking back, the ending fudged me off. So actually, if I was talking practically, it would be 3.5 because the ending. Yes, it moves you on to the next book in the series, which I'll probably try and borrow from the library. Very pretty book. I got it in my TBR jar pick. Very, very YA. It's got 4 different character chapter doodahs. One's the heir to the American throne. It's basically rewriting thingy because it says America's got a royal family in this, which obviously they haven't really. But so it's kind of rewriting history in that way. And the heir is Princess Beatrice, who knows her duty to the crown comes before everything else. It's very topical at the moment, obviously, with everything with Harry and Meghan, so I won't go into too much detail on that. And then you've got the spare, who is Princess Samantha, whose only duty is to party hard. Then you've got the schemer, who is Daphne Dayton, who will do anything to get back into the royal favour. Evil bitch. And then the nobody, who's Nina Gonzalez, who is unwittingly about to steal the spotlight. It is good. It was light. It was fun. It was just what I needed. It was joy reading after one of the 5-star books that was very dark. And this was read, literally finished yesterday, so it's obviously my June book. But yeah, it was good. I don't necessarily, this one kind of put it at the top of the pile. It was more 3.5 stars than 4. And yes, I will borrow the other one from the library, but not necessarily, yeah. not necessarily keep it. Then I've got 2 other 4 stars, a definite 4 stars. One is 8 Perfect Hours by Leah Louis, which was read in June as well. Yeah, it's really June. I think I might joy read this one as well. Don't think that's on my TBR. Okay, that's cool. Oh yeah, because I started reading this in May. This is one of the things with the whole weekly reading catch-ups, is I started reading in May and then followed it through to June. So, do you know what? It ended in June. I'm not going to stress about it. It's typical Leah Louis writing, but it does tackle some triggers. So if you have aware of triggers, please be aware of them going in. But it's done so well. It's a lovely romance. Nothing graphic, nothing saucy, nothing rude, but lovely. It was a really good book. When Noel and Sam's lives collide one snowy evening, they spend 8 perfect hours stuck together, side by side, believing they'll never meet each other again. But soon their lives become entangled in ways they never expected. It's going to change. There are some triggers in this, but it's well written, really good fun, and it's actually one that I'm going to put for Mum to read because she will love it. Then to my next 4 stars, which is The Silent Witness by Casey Watson. It's a foster care book. This was another one that was read in May because it was just one I fancied. And this one talks about another foster care case, and it's about a child called, I can't remember her name. There is a girl in this who's basically is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Her stepfather is on a ventilator fighting for his life, where her mother is currently on remand in prison. And it's about Bella, and it's a really good foster care book. Really enjoyed it. It's not really enjoyed it because obviously it's very hard hitting and finding out the things that happen then. But it kind of reminds me of Cathy Glass, Casey Watson's writing, but it's done a little bit differently because Casey Watson has a husband that she fosters with. So that part's done a bit differently. It's an ex-library book. Definitely a good book. But now to my 2 5 stars. One was obviously May, because you would have seen it on my stats. Best Summer Ever by Heidi Swain. I mood read this, and yes, I was going to leave it. I was going to wait. But last week, I really felt I needed it. It was what I needed when I was recovering, and it's certainly brilliant. Heidi Swain does not disappoint. Like, both these 2 new releases are just sugar candy to me. They're by 2 of my favourite authors. Heidi Swain is probably the sweetest lady ever. She is literally amazing. This is the 3rd book in the Windmouth series, and it's set obviously, and I would help to read the book in the series. And the 1st book in the series has got a disability rep, so it is helpful. You don't have to, but characters in the 1st book are appearing in this, so it is kind of helpful if you do have that as background. But oh my god, it's summer romance. Yes, you can tell who she's going to be with. Yes, you can tell the romance, but do you know what? It's like sun in a book. It's like melted chocolate all over again. It's smushy, lovely, cozy, brilliant. And it's about like families. The only thing was, this was about gardening, and then obviously we've got gardening in Never Let Me Go. So by 2 of my favourite authors have both had stories about gardeners and the whole like things about that. So it is quite interesting. Like, very similar books actually. That's actually quite scary that they both wrote very similar books. Okay. But yeah, this was really good. Absolutely loved it. It's like proper lovely. The lead character Daisy's great. You get to meet characters from the other books, which I loved. You got the Windmouth series, the community bit element of it. You got another romance in this. Oh, it's just sun in a book. It's brilliant. I loved it. That's one that's completely opposite of that. But it was my seasonal book that I picked up for the week. And this is Atlanta by Jennifer Saint. And again, smashed it out of the park, because it was Jennifer Saint's, it's Atlanta story. Atlanta isn't actually a goddess. She's a mortal, so to speak, but she's in the goddess world, and she goes on a mission, and it's very dark, very sad, very depressing, but bloody good. And it was a mesmerising story of the only female Argonaut. And there is fantasy in this, which is the predominant thing. She's basically brought up with Artemis, the goddess, and she was with all the nymphs. And she goes on a mission, and it's dark and sad, but God, did I feel it. Read it for June, and my seasonal book, and it was just brilliant. Brilliant book, and I thoroughly loved it. But not one Mum's going to like, so let's go over there. Now to the Chatty Bit, because I always do a little bit of Chatty Bit. You're going to get pictures today. I've actually got pictures of the week because I've been getting stronger. I've been going on walks. Certain walks have been harder than others. Like when walking around Mill Pond and Bill Hill near me, the two places that I walked a lot in COVID times, they've been manageable. Admittedly, the first time I went around Mill Pond, which is a lake near me, I got back to Mum's and I was like, I'm getting tired. But I stopped when I started feeling twinges. And then it wasn't too bad for the rest of the day. Like, it wasn't that bad. Walking is not the worst thing I can do. I've discovered walking is, like, still, like, it tires me out. But lifting is still the big thing. I may have kind of lifted something that was a bit too heavy the other day and hurt my muscles. Yes, hurt certain muscles that shouldn't have been hurt. But yeah, it has been good going on walks. The weekend was sunnier. It's gone crappy weather this week. So I've taken the walks while I can. But yeah, I've enjoyed getting there, doing walks, getting out again, gradually being able to do a bit more lifting, being able to do a bit more. Yes, I've probably pushed myself too far, but it's been really good, like mentally getting my strength back by reading good books, by chatting to people. I went into town, that was my big goal on Tuesday, and yeah, the town trip did do me in. I got home from work, popped into work, and my lovely manager, my assistant manager there was absolutely lovely to me. He's an absolutely amazing guy. And he let me rest there for a little bit and went to the library, obviously got the Maye and got another book, which you'll see in coming up things. I kind of went to the works and kind of bought 2 books. I'll show you one of them and the other one you can see on the book. I had to show you this one. So obviously Waterstones had another edition which had like another sort of spray bit on here, but their edition was like 20 quid, whereas this was 15 quid for that. So it's got that sprayed edges there all around, which is beautiful. But it's got a reversible jacket. So it's got, like, I can change the jacket. I can change the front page on it. I don't know if I will or not. I kind of like the other one. I don't know which one I like. But it's Taylor Jenkins Reid's latest book. I was going to get it on the day it came out, and I just got it for like 5 quid cheaper. And yeah, it's not quite as sprayed edges as the other one, but I love it. And this one's more about space. It's set in the summer of 1980, which is I was only a year old. And it talks about the astrophysics professor Joan Goodwin begins training at Houston Space. And I don't want to talk about it too much because I'll talk about it in my book. Talk about that. Yeah, kind of like I'm filming this on the 5th. I've already kind of gained like 7 books this month already. But I'm not going to be doing much more because I have been, 2 of those were gifted. So that's 5 books I bought in the 5th. That doesn't sound as bad, does it? No. Not a bit so. But, yeah. Before I forget. So the last important thing that happened at the weekend was we had our first barbecue of the year. Yay! Chris said I could put the picture of him in it because I still don't like the way I look at the moment when I'm not got makeup on and stuff. So, but we had our first barbecue of the year. Mum came over. Admittedly, Mia was out, but it was me, Mum, Thomas and Chris. And it was yummy. My mum brings over this great potato salad and great rice salad. Chris was doing the barbecue, but hot dogs, burgers. It was just lovely. Like, all of us sitting at the top of the garden, like helping ourselves. And yes, we missed Mia out, but we were all together. It was really, really good fun. And Chris loves doing barbecues. And barbecues for me remind me of my dad. We had so many of them growing up, and my dad taught Chris how to do them. My mum was obviously always on the background, like doing the chicken or doing other bits for it. But it's the one time my dad actually cooked it. It's not like the one time Chris cooked, so he is getting better. And obviously with Father's Day coming up, I do think about my dad a bit more. So there are some triggers that are going on at the moment this month. And that's another thing. I am being aware of what this month is going to mean for certain people. So be aware, be gentle with ourselves. And it's just because certain people do find Father's Day hard. Certain people for other reasons find this month hard. Like, I don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, obviously this month is the month that we lost Alice. So yeah, let's be gentle on ourselves this month. But on the positive side, yeah, let's talk about the things that make us happy. If you got to the end of this video, do any of the food emojis for like a barbecue, something you would cook on a barbecue, because that barbecue is brilliant fun. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, bring on my ding-a-ling. And tell me what you've been reading in the last week. Like, what's your week's been like? Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.